Hello everyone, welcome to this month's Unbelievable Moment series in the game of Go, featuring a legendary game between Nahum of Korea and Shiyue of China 2013. Till here, the game has been played for 263 moves, and it looked to everybody like this is gonna end right now because there's no more points on the board except this little code that is going on. So if they just end here, right, play normally, fight the code, Nahum, the black player, is going to win by 0.5 point. And at this point, since both players had a lot of time to count, Nahum realizes that he's going to win, and he is very, very happy. And then you look to everybody that this is a winning game for black. However, the story has just started. So let's first look at what is happening on the board. White has a lot of territory on the top, a lot of territory on the bottom, and then two alive groups, each with about 5 points. For black, black also has a lot of territory. Here, the corner is alive, and then the side plus the corner. So this is the biggest territory that black has. So a very tight game where black is bound to win by 0.5 points. A little bit regarding the corner, this is a double ko. So black is alive and white is dead. Well, why is that? If white takes back, black is going to take back. And white has to go ahead and find a co-threat, right? He finds one. Okay, fine. Congratulations. You can take back, but I take back again. You have to go ahead and find a second co-threat. Take it back, take back. You cannot find infinite number of co-threats. So white is essentially dead, and black is a clean alive in the corner with all these dead stones as captures. So there's no point in doing that, so there's no point in taking back and forth. However, Shiyue, after some Grandmaster deep reading, he is going for a legendary adventure. Next move, a super tesujis that attaches to the corner. And Nahum now feels tremendous pressure, and he is basically sensing something horrible that's going to happen. He connects. Shiyue goes ahead and Tari, that's a Sente, turns, and then a Hani at 2-2. When Nahum takes, Shiyue flips Atari on the first line. And then there's a ko going on here. Black has no way to clean kill. So Nahum says, alright, let's fight the ko. Let's play this one to squeeze your liberty. Shiyue takes back. Nahum plays another move to squeeze white's liberty. So it really looked like white is, white only has like 2 liberties. And then black seems to be in a better situation, no? So at this point, Shiyue has a perfect way to draw the game by throwing in at 1-1. So why is this a draw? This would be a legendary game either way. So this is not what Shiyue has played, but Shiyue could have drawn here. So, okay, you throw in, I will take. But then white can make use of this co-factory here on the top left. So I take, black cannot sacrifice the corner, black has to take, and white takes back. And then black takes here. White cannot play here because now I can capture. So white has to, once again, sorry, you cannot suicide. You can take here. I take back. You take back. I take back. And I take back. You take back. And this, as we can all tell, this is going on forever. This is what we call a quadruple ko in the game of Go. So, this is what could have happened. Xue could have thrown in at 1-1 and then just call it a day, right? This is we're gonna rematch because this is a draw. However, after careful reading, Xue realized that this is a time to make himself a legend. Xue takes. Nahyum takes back. This is all time suji, so this is for both players to gain time to think. So is this move. This move doesn't do anything. It's a time move. And now Xue, instead of going in and accept a quadruple ko, decides to fill in here and start something serious. Nahyum takes, Xue takes, Nahyum takes back, and Xue now goes for the killer move, that is to play the 1-2. There's no more quadruple ko, my friend. This is time for us to, decide a winner here. This is the final fight. Nahyum takes, Xue takes back, Nahyum takes back, Xue takes back. So this doesn't end, right? This is something that won't be eliminated as long as there's a infinite factory of ko here. So Nahyum says, you know what, let me get rid of this ko factory first, and then we'll figure out what's going on here. Xue squeezed Black's liberty by 1. Nahyum takes, and now they're going in for a co-threat fight. Sorry. And basically Nahyum, as the black player, cannot give up anything, right? Because this is a 0.5 point game, and you cannot give up any stones. Because if you give up, you're gonna lose. So they go for threats. None of these can be given up. So connects, takes back. This is also a co-threat because it connects the group. White takes back, and Nahyum takes back. So they went for a couple more threats. This is obviously another threat because if White goes ahead and fill in, Black is able to make an eye here. Locally, this is a Seki with this group. However, White's group here is not alive. It means that this corner is killed, so is this group. So this is the biggest thing in the world. So White cannot allow that to happen. Instead, White has to defend that co-threat. Nahyum takes back. Xue pushes as another co-threat. Takes back. And now, this is not what is played. Instead, Nahyum decides to connect here. Because next, there's a fill-in here that is going to be killing the stones over here. But Xue decided to fill in at 1-1. When Nahyum takes back, Xue fills in at this 1-1 with a suicide move. And that's the last move of the game. At this point, you might be wondering, well, why is this the last move of the game? Why does Black player resign? So first of all, if Black takes the suicidal stones, White will take back, and no matter where you play, anywhere in the world, the next move, I will capture your dragon and I will win the game. And unfortunately, there's absolutely zero co-threat on the board right now. So that's a losing game for Black. Although you had a beautiful moment that you really enjoyed by taking these stones off the board. On the other hand, if Black gets rid of these guys, White will take here, and once again, no matter what you play, I'm gonna capture the 6 stones over here, and that's also a game over for Black. So at this point, Nahyum resigned, and that's perfectly reasonable resignation. So there's something really interesting over here. So before Nahyum resigned, he could have looked for a different variation that put more resistance. That is for him to actually take here. So what does this move do is that it creates a co-threat over here. So here, White has to be very smart about it. So if white just throw in here, black will take back. If white goes for the suicide move, black will capture. Whoops, sorry. So black will capture here. When you take back here, black now has another co-threat that is to Atari here. So if white captures and black captures, this is actually a winning game for black. So white cannot actually play like this. So at this point, you might be really confused. So I'll go really slowly over the process. So at this point, when black creates a co-threat, right, this is a very smart move because it creates a co-threat that prevents you from doing the suicide. So what black's trying to do is trying to capture these two groups to compensate for the loss here and then win the game. However, white now has a super tesuji that is to attach on the first line. Well, you can create one co-threat. Well, I will create two co-threats in response. So how is this gonna play out? I know my viewers might be really confused here, like what is going on, right? There's so many thoughts going on this board right now. So I'll go really slowly. What white does is to create two co-threats. If black takes, white will Atari here. This is a co-threat. Black has to defend this co-threat. When white takes back, black will make use of the co-threat that he created, forcing white to take these stones back. When black takes back, now white finds himself a third co-threat. Well, this is a co-threat. Black absolutely has to protect it. When white takes back, now black has absolutely no co-threat, right? So at this point, there is no co-threat, so black needs to connect here. And when white throws in, black takes back, and we're back to square one. We're back to the previous variation, right? So this is going to be game over once again for the similar reason that I've talked about. Here, an interesting fact is that you might have observed that this is also a co-threat, but this is a point losing co-threat. So if Shirek captures back, black actually lost 1 point in the process. So at this point, even if black wins this ko, he's still gonna lose the game by 0.5 because he contributed 1 point to white by playing this move, right? White does not need to go back and capture the stones anymore. So this is also a losing game for black. So regardless, this was a winning game for white, thanks to the magic that white was able to play in the corner. Really enjoyed the process. I hope you guys did as well. So this ends this month's content for unbelievable moment, and I really think this is an unbelievable moment, right? With this kind of finish. So let's just recap the finish right here. So it's at this point when Nahum connects, Shirya throws in, take, and a suicide move over here, right? That this game ends here. So with this kind of dramatic ending, Shirya really says to all of us, you know, I know a quadruple ko might put this game in the history book, but this game without the quadruple ko will certainly be in the history book. Hi, if you liked the video that you just saw, you can support me on my YouTube channel that is currently growing. I have many playlists. I think the two most entertaining playlists for now is Go Trick as well as Invader series. So Invader series help you work on your mid-game fighting skills and focuses on how to get your invasion slippery, hard to deal with, how do you live your dragons? How do you destroy your opponent's moyos? Right? These are very, very interesting topic. My Go Trick series focuses on unusual moves as well as tricky moves that you can play in very early games to gain you an unfair advantage and go unpunished if your opponent plays correctly. So very, very interesting content you can explore on my YouTube channel. I will put a link below in the description. And many more playlists you can explore and have fun with. On the other hand, you can also support me on Patreon. I create my Patreon page, and I do have 2 tiers for membership. Basically, the main purpose for supporting me is so I can keep creating high quality content on a more regular basis, as well as you can get exclusive content based on which tier you have subscribed to. So for my basic tier, you will get the Dragon Slayer series. So the Dragon Slayer series basically focuses on professional games where dragons are killed, right? Because of I guess just perfect play by the Dragon Slayers. They attack very fiercely and they kill dragons. Very, very exciting games. I will also You will also be able to access the game reviews. So how does game review work is that every month I would so basically my subscribers are able to send me their favorite game or the games that they have played that they want to have a review on. I will make a video about it that is basically a detailed review of their games, right? So I'll analyze where your strengths, weaknesses are and where you play well and not so well in your game. And I will put that as basically a video. So people who have subscribed can all see the review and learn from it. So, and also there are sporadic videos that I do, right? Things that I talk about, also things like how ancient Go players play the game of Go. We'll look at the ancient player games. Sometimes we'll also look at maybe the Go rules or the interesting stories that happen that's related to Go content. So if you subscribe to my advanced tier, you will be able to access all my videos. So that includes the entire package that I just talked about and also tesujis. So tesuji is a series where I pick 5 very interesting tesujis. So this series will have new videos every week where I pick top 5 tesujis that I have seen or have selected. You will also have access to Unbelievable Moments, which is the game that you just saw, right? These kind of unbelievable games. And obviously, as I said, you have access to everything in the basic tier. So this is really a way for you to support me to continue my work. If I get a lot of support, I might get a real Go board and just play, illustrate things on the real Go board instead of always on the web version or the web interface. So as well, I will put this link down below in the description. You can take a look. If you don't want to support me, that is fine. You can still visit my page, my Patreon page from time to time. I do put some posts on my Patreon page. That is just free Go content for the general public. But honestly, you are supporting me by just visiting my page, by just watching the videos on YouTube. So thank you very much and talk to you guys soon.